Hi Mark, my name is Bella. My student number is S0441017. Sunitha Krishnan, the fight against sex slavery. I'm a freshman at NCUE. I'm talking to you about the worst form of human rights violation, the third largest organized crime, a 10 billion industry. I'm talking to you about modern-day slavery. I'd like to tell you the story of these three children, Pranafa, Shaheen, and Anjali. Prana's mother was a woman in prostitution, a prostitute person. She got infected with HIV, and towards the end of her life, when she was in the final stage of HIV/AIDS, she could not prostitute, so she sold 4-year-old Pranafa to a broker. By the time we get the information, we reached there. Pranafa was already raped by 3 men. Shaheen's background I don't even know. We found her in the railway track, raped by many men. I don't know many, but the indication of that on her body was that her intestine was outside her body. And when we took her to the hospital, she needed 32 stitches to put back her intestine into her body. We still don't know who her parents are, who she is. All that we know that hundreds of men had used her brutally. Anjali's father, a drunkard, sold his child for pornography. You are seeing here image of 3 years, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-old children who have been trafficked for commercial sexual exploitation in this country and across the globe. Hundreds and thousands of children, as young as 3, as young as 4, are sold into sexual slavery. But that's not only purpose that human beings are sold for. They are sold in name of adoption. They are sold in name of organ trade. They are sold in the name of forced labor, camel jogging, anything, everything. I work on the issue of commercial sexual exploitation, and I tell you stories from there. My own journey to work with these children started as a teenager. I was 15 when I was gang raped by 8 men. I don't remember the rape part of it so much as the anger part of it. Yes, there were 8 men who defiled me, raped me, but that didn't go into my consciousness. I never felt like a victim, then or now. But what I linger from then till now, I'm 14 today. It is huge outraged anger. 2 years. I was ostracized, I was stigmatized, I was isolated, because I was a victim. And that's what we do to all traffic survivors. We, as a society, we have PhDs in victiming a victim. Right from the age of 15, when I started looking around me, I started seeing hundreds and thousands of women and children who are left in sexual slavery like practice, but have absolutely no respect, because we don't allow them to come in. Where does their journey begin? Most of them come from very optionless families, not just poor. You have even the middle class sometimes getting trafficked. I have this ISIS officer's daughter who was 14 years old, starting in 9th standard, who was raped chatting with one individual and ran away from home because she wanted to be a heroine, who was trafficked. I have hundreds of thousands of stories of very well-to-do families and children from well-to-do families who are getting trafficked. These people are deceived, forced. 99.9% of them resist being inducted into prostitution. Some pay the price for it. They are killed. We don't even hear about them. They are voiceless, nameless people. But the rest, who succumb into it, go through everyday torture, because the men who come to them are not men who want to make you your girlfriends or who want to have a family with you. These are men who buy you for an hour, for a day, and use it for you. Each of the girls that I have rescued more than 3,200 girls. Each of them told me one story in common. One story about one man, at least, putting chili powder in her vagina. One man taking a cigarette and burning her. One man whipping her. We are living among those men. They are our brothers, fathers, uncles, cousins, all around us. and we are silent about them. We think it is easy money. We think it is a shortcut. We think the person likes to do what she is doing. But the extra bonus that she got is various infections, sexually transmitted infections, HIV, AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, you name it. Substance abuse, drugs, everything under the sun. And one day she gives out on you and me because we have no options for her. And therefore, she starts normalizing this exploitation. She believes, yes, this is it. This is my destiny is about, and it's normal to get raped by 100 men a day. And it's abnormal to live in a shelter. It's abnormal to be rehabilitated. It is in that context I work. It is in that context I rescue children. I've rescued children as young as 3 years. I've rescued women as old as 40 years. When I rescued them, one of the biggest challenges I had was where do I begin? Because I had lots of them who were already HIV infected. 1/3 of the people I rescued are HIV positive. And therefore, my challenge was to understand how can I get out the power from this pain. And for me, I was my greatest experience, understanding my own self, understanding my own pain, my own isolation was my greatest teacher. Because what we did with those girls is to understand their potential. You see a girl here who is trained as a welder. She works for a very big company, a workshop in Hyderabad, making furniture. She earns around 12,000 rupees. She is an illiterate girl, trained skilled as a welder. Why weld and why not computers? We felt one of the things that those girls had is immense amount of courage. They did not have any powders inside their body, have drugs inside themselves. They crossed the barrier of it, and therefore they could fight in male-dominant world very easily and not feel very shy about it. We have trained girls as carpenters, as masons, as security guards, as cab drivers, and each one of them are excellent in their chosen field, gaining confidence, restoring dignity, and building hopes in their own lives. Those girls are also working in big construction companies like Remke Construction as masons, full-time masons. What has been my challenge? My challenge has not been the traffickers who beat me up. I've been beaten more than 14 times in my life. I can hear from my right ear. I've lost a staff of mine who was murdered while on a rescue. My biggest challenge is society. It's you and me. My biggest challenge is your blocks to accept these victims as our own. A very sportive friend of mine, a well-wisher of mine, used to give me every month 2,000 rupees for vegetables. When her mother fell sick, she said, "Sunitha, you have so much of contacts. Can you get somebody in my house to work so that she can look after my mother?" And there's a long pause. And then she said, "Not one of our girls." It's very fashionable to talk about human trafficking in this fascinating AC hole. It's very nice for discourse, making films and everything. But it's not nice to bring them to our homes. It's not nice to give them employment in our factories, our companies. It's not nice for our children to start it with their children. There is the end. That's my biggest challenge. I'm here today. I'm here not only as Sunitha Krishnan. I'm here as a voice of victims of survivors of human trafficking. They need your compassion. They need your empathy. They need, much more than anything else, your acceptance. Many times when I talk to people, I keep telling them one thing. Don't tell me hundreds ways how you cannot respond to this problem. Can you play your mind for that one way that you can respond to the problem? And that's what I'm here for, asking for your support, demanding for your support, requesting for your support. Can you break your culture of silence? Can you speak that at least 2 persons about this story? Tell them this story. Convince them to tell the story to another 2 persons. I'm not asking you all to become Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King or Madhav Parkers or something like that. I'm asking you, in your limited world, can you open your mind? Can you open your heart? Can you just encompass those people too? Because they are also a part of us. They are also a part of this world. I'm asking you, for these children, whose face you see. They are no more. They died of HIV/AIDS last year. I'm asking you to help them, accept as human beings, not as philanthropy, not as charity, but as human beings who deserve all our support. I'm asking you this because not human beings deserve that these children have gone through. Thank you. It's all about my recording. Thank you.